Well, good morning, guys. I am on my way to work. It is Wednesday. I hope you all enjoyed my foot care routine video yesterday. First time filming with my overhead tripod that I got. So let me know your feedback on the voiceover audio kind of thing. Totally new for me. So hope you guys liked it. If it was painful to listen to, please let me know in a gentle manner. But yeah, I'm on my way to Clinique. This morning I did Bloglotti's inner thigh workout and changed up my breakfast the past few days to a smoothie bowl. And fun fact, you can put the frozen cauliflower, riced cauliflower, into a smoothie. Don't be horrified, you can't taste the cauliflower as in the oats. Since it's so hot, that's kind of proving to be a nice summertime smoothie bowl. I threw in some of those chia seeds that I'm making my way through that I had pre-soaked, as well as some flaxseed meal and a scoop of that Vitacost vanilla pea protein that I enjoy. And then I just blend in a few tablespoons of just plain oatmeal for thickness. And then I sprinkled it with that adaptogenic chai elixir that I love so much. And haven't cracked into my cacao supply as of yet, but intend to add that into future bowls. Also threw in some strawberries because they're in season. What else is up? Update, I'm loving the Dr. Jart's BB cream. I don't know that I'd repurchase it just because I imagine it's a little pricey. And I'm also loving the Biore watery essence. You guys were asking me in some comments about the PA and what that means. It's a measure of UVA, and here's the deal. It is a measure of what's called immediate pigment darkening. So UVA is the wavelength of ultraviolet light that penetrates deeply into the skin. It doesn't burn you, and it doesn't really contribute to the tanning, but it does do what's called immediate pigment darkening. So have you ever been outside and you come in and you're like, ew, I'm all tan, and then it fades right away? That is UVA. Okay, and so the way they measure, determine in Asia the PA or their plus rating system has to do with how it protects against immediate pigment darkening. But bear in mind that is on Asian skin. Here in the U.S., our SPF is determined on Caucasian white skin. I know. So there's that. But that's how that's done. So if you're wondering about how SPF is determined, check out my sunscreen Q&A where I explain that. But speaking of sun protection, it is a sunny day out. I've got my coolie bar is about ready to be in the washing machine, so I'm just wearing a long sleeve shirt today. And I've got my coolie bar pants on, and I'm wearing my Carol Hockman tank underneath. Being cloaked in Carol is like departing with a warm hug. But anyways, guys, I will check in with you guys at the noon hour. Alright guys, so it's the noon hour, and I have my lunch here is, of course, a bed of spinach. Hopefully I can make it to Costco today because this is the last of it. And then I've got half a chopped cucumber and some mushrooms, some of those peruano beans, which I'm totally loving, some of the Mrs. Renfro's salsa, and some mushrooms dulce, which I am in love with, and then nutritional yeast. And then I brought my apple from home. I've got my saltine here and supplemental salad. And so if you guys have ordered from Vitacost, you know that they put things like in these little Ziploc baggies. So I just reuse them as like a little raincoat for my meal prep tote around my salad, and then as a little raincoat for my apple so it's not floating loose in the bag. So that's how I repurpose those. But anyways, that is what's going on. Well, hey guys, I just got home from work, and on my way home I stopped by Costco and Kroger and got my groceries done for the week. So of course I'll share with you guys a little haul. But I've got Bubba's twin sister here, Bubita, I don't know, we need a name for her perhaps, with a little bit of the rosehip and tea oxidant, get it? Tea. This is my iced rosehip tea, which if you're new here, the way I brew this, I get the rosehips on Vitacost or iHerb, and I get the whole dried rose hips, and I take a couple of tablespoons of them and put them into a 32-ounce mason jar and cover them with 2 cups of boiling water. I do this in the evening, and then I let it sit on my countertop overnight, and then in the morning I just strain out the rose hips as you saw me do this morning, and then I just chill it, and I have a nice refreshing iced tea. No sweeteners even necessary. But I just fired up with one of my bougie Kroger matches. Here, I'm loving these. I just fired up my key lime pie candle that I got, buy one, get one free a few weeks ago. But yeah, I'm really loving him, and I'm really loving that candle. I would say, however, if you're in an area that has the Candlelight Company candles and you're wondering, you know, if they're worth it, they definitely are nice, and they permeate a room but not multiple rooms simultaneously. And I bought mine fresh, if you will, so I would be a little bit I would have reservations buying them in bulk, that their fragrance would not have the lasting power that say the DW Home candles do. Those are safe bets for clearance hoarding. But so I'm still wearing the Biore UV Watery Essence. I really like it. It you know, it definitely goes on really nicely, and for me, I'm tolerating it well. I do worry that others might find it a little bit too irritating. It does have a little bit of alcohol in it that would be necessary for the filters to solubilize. Alcohol is an ingredient in sunscreen, is not dangerous. It's not necessarily a no-go, but this particular formulation, I don't detect it being in very much abundance, but I do kind of wonder how well tolerated others would find it. As far as the cosmetic feel of it is quite nice, but a little bit, that small tube is not going to last me very long. I've had it now for approximately a week, and I'm close to a third of the way through it. And so it still needs to be reapplied every 2 hours, and it's still a chemical sunscreen. You still need to put it on 20 minutes before going outdoors to adequately form the film. Everyone says these sunscreens are better than the American sunscreen. Aesthetically, I can see that argument, but a lot of the caveats still hold true, and that they need to be reapplied. Most importantly, the chemical sunscreens that we don't have here in the United States, such as this one that I'm trying out by Biore, are nice, however, in that they cover a little bit broader of a spectrum theoretically. But again, that UVA spectrum is determined by what's called immediate pigment darkening on Asian skin. So, whether or not that's relevant for your skin type, it's hard to say. So bear that in mind. But I'm loving it. It's not something that I would regret buying again and again. I really enjoy it. So, and as far as it goes over makeup really well, I will point that out for those of you who are always asking about stuff that goes over makeup. It goes over makeup really well. I think if you're somebody with dry skin, you'd be happy with it. I think if you're a darker skin type, you would be very happy with it because there is zero film. There's zero mineral ingredient in it. And the, I can't say for sure, however, if the chemical ingredients, the filters themselves, would be irritating to you. They're not irritating to me, and I tend to find that avobenzone can sting a little bit. I don't detect that stinging with this one. So that's a little update on that. And the loving the Jarts BB cream. It is great for, I think, the color I have would not do well with a darker skin type. But the Jarts BB creams as an added layer are nice. It doesn't, however, blend particularly well with the Biore UV watery essence. You have to let that kind of dry on the skin before putting the jarts on, because jarts has the mineral filters in it and they just don't admix properly with the kind of watery essence, if you will. Otherwise, it's really nice. I like them both. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys my grocery haul for the week. All right, so I mean, if you've been here for any number of my grocery showcases, and there's Costco included, you already know what the first member in the lineup is, no doubt. It is, of course, my big old bag of 5 servings of spinach here that I love so much, and I was apprehensive that I wouldn't make it to Costco today because I am fresh out of the fresh and tender. Moving right along in the Costco lineup, I got 2 things of the Monterey Deliciously Organic Whole Mushrooms. I really love these, and I guess this is just the season. I mean, shout out if you guys in Monterey, is this when your mushrooms come into fruition? Because, you know, although it's not obviously ideal to be importing them from that far of a distance to Texas when we grow them here, I do really like these, and this seems to be their season. I also got a bag of organic cauliflower rice, which, as I mentioned in my last grocery haul, I've taken to just popping this bad boy in the freezer. And some of you were asking about my cauliflower oats, if I increase the heating time when I use the frozen versus the cold, and versus the out of the fridge, and I don't. I mean, you know, I find nuking it in the microwave is kind of nuking it in the microwave, and you know, by the time it's all said and done, it's all kind of more or less the same, believe it or not. So yeah, I picked up another bag of him, and he will go in my freezer. And of course, I got some celery here. I just love snickety snacking on this. It's like a chewable form of drinking your water. And then I've got some bananas that are nice and green here from Costco that I'm gonna let come to ripening. And then I will just chop them up into thirds and pop them into my freezer. I like to put these in smoothies, similar to the smoothie I made this morning sometimes, and I just like having them that way. Then moving along to Kroger, I got a 2-pound bag of whole carrots for soups and what have you. And then this is kind of something that I don't normally buy, but because I consider it a little bit bougie. It's the my good old friend Bob's here, Red Mill Organic Old-Fashioned Rolled Oats. These tend to be priced pretty steep in comparison to the good old store brand, which is like $1. But I had a $1 back rebate, and I had a coupon. So Bob turned out to be cheaper than the Kroger brand this week, coming in at a mere 70 cents. So steal on Bob, and I'm not too mad about it because he's just so cute. I love getting Bob when I can. Okay, and then it's time for a toothbrush update. I've had mine, you know, approximately 4 weeks, so I don't know, that seems like a good time to reboot. And Kroger had a coupon for $1 off of a Colgate one, and then I think I has 25 cents on this too that I just got back, so racking up this week on I bought a Kroger Mambo combos with savings. Speaking of another coupon that I'm always going through this organic ginger. I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't get it at the Indian grocer at the Patel Brothers, because they had a pretty substantial bag of it. I just know that I happen to like this one, and that one wasn't priced too competitively in comparison to this organic non-GMO whatever, and the packaging on this can be repurposed because it's glass. So I'm not too mad about not buying it at Patel Brothers. And then still has my Cavitas in their queue, so I got my Friday night happy hours here for the next 2 weeks set. Hoarding those. Love my lemon cayenne's my favorite flavor. So yeah. And then I also had 25 cents back on any corn purchase, fresh corn purchase. And this happens to be, I guess, in season and quite cheap right now in my grocery store. And at Kroger, they nicely let you shuck it right there in the store. So tonight I'm going to cook this, and I'll show you guys. Then this morning I took it upon myself to make up 2 servings of dark red kidney beans and 2 servings of those peruano beans. I soaked them overnight, and then I just made them, I cooked them together in just boiling water for about an hour and a half. Started getting them in the boiling water when I rolled out of bed this morning. And you know, by the time I was ready to leave the door, they had been drained and cooled. So that will, so yeah, I'll combine some of the fresh corn with this. I will just dump in the rest of this Mrs. Renfro's medium salsa that I have here, and boom. Then I also got, in the lineup, as you could probably already see here, I got cucumbers this week, so I'm showing you 3 here. I went ahead and put the remainder away, so just multiply this by 3. I purchased 9 cucumbers this week. I also got a grapefruit, because sometimes I like to have one in the morning. And then I got 2 apples for my lunches on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then I got another lime, which also was 25 cents back on Ibotta this week. I have to have one of these every week, a garlic bulb, and I of course have to have a white onion. And then I also got, you know, strawberries happen to be in season, and they are, at Kroger, they were only 98 cents for a pint of them. So I got some, and as soon as I got home, I take the stems off, the little green leaves off, and I put them in a little spa soak, if you will, of some white vinegar and water, and then I just drain them and let them air dry here before putting them into the Frigidaire. But yeah, that's everything I got in my grocery haul this week. So I'm going to put this stuff in the fridge and head to the gym, and I will check in with you guys later. Well, hey guys, I just got out of the shower after the gym, and just to summarize kind of some of the points that I made today about the PA plus on the Asian sunscreen. So PA is kind of their way of assessing or ranking the protection that the sunscreen offers against UVA, okay? The UVA there is done, so UVA, if you're new here, is the wavelength of sunlight that does not burn your skin, okay? It's the wavelength of sunlight that penetrates deeply into the skin and contributes to aging and wrinkles, and also contributes to suppression of the immune system in the skin alongside UVB, as well as persistent pigment darkening or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or any disorder of pigment that you know you could be bothered by. So it's you know, something to look out for. And the way it is ranked there is based on you know, how good the sunscreen does, how well the sunscreen is at diminishing what's called post-exposure pigment darkening, or you know, immediate pigment darkening. And that is done, like I said this morning, that is done on, you know, Asian skin, whereas here in the US our SPFs are done on Caucasian skin, so on human volunteers, but different skin types. And you know, that's actually important because the biology of the pigment cells in different ethnicities and different skin types, different colors of skin, is a little bit different. We all have the same number, more or less, of cells that make the color, but the shape of the color molecules inside the cells is different in different skin tones and different ethnicities, okay? And the way those color molecules protect the skin against light is different, okay? So African Americans who are very, very, very dark, for example, have a kind of low level of SPF inherently, and that doesn't mean they don't need protection against sun. They still their skin can still be damaged by both UVB and UVA, but they have a little bit more going for them to start with than really fair skin types, whose color molecules within the cells are tinier and just different. You know, it's an inherent difference in the biology of how our pigment is produced and how it works in the skin. So it's a subtle difference. And it's important because, you know, if you're measuring a sunscreen's ability to protect you from a response protect you from your skin's response to sunlight, bear in mind that it's very difficult to do that for every possible skin type in the world. I wish they were doing it on different skin types. I wish they were making sunscreens that had been tested on African Americans, for example, black skin, Hispanic skin, East Asian, South, you name it. I wish there was more of a gamut, but I don't, know if that will ever be the case and how it will affect things. But the take-home point is that sunscreen is an adjuvant, but it's not enough alone on its own. It doesn't matter if it's the sexiest Korean or European high-end skincare sunscreen, with better UVA filters. The shortcomings all still apply, and that, how good they are is only as good as how often you're using them, how often you're reapplying, and if they're used in conjunction with other measures. It doesn't matter how cool or aesthetic they are. So find one that you like and feel good about applying consistently over and over and over again, and make that your friend, but know that he's just, part of the family that's protecting your skin. I want to leave you guys with that because I'm trying out a lot of different fun sunscreens that are international, and they have aesthetic appeal as far as their blendability and that sort of thing, and they're desirable in that nature, and maybe the filters are a little bit better than what we have here in the US, but the shortcomings all pretty much still apply, and that you need to be reapplying consistently. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. I'm really having a ton of fun trying out all this stuff. But yeah. Oh, scary update, guys. Well, not really scary, but I was notified on the interwebs via one of those little fun newsletter things. I can't remember what it was. Apparently, Trader Joe's is limiting the number of bags of cauliflower rice that people can buy to 2. I don't want to say that this YouTube channel had any influence on Trader Joe's selling of cauliflower rice, but I'd like to think the cauliflower cacao cook-down had a little bit of something to do with that. But don't worry, if you have access to good old regular cauliflower, you can rice it right quick in a food processor, no problem. So Trader Joe's is not going to put a rain cloud on the cauliflower oats. But good old Costco continues to carry it, at least in my neighborhood. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the vlog today. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.